Hello everyone, thanks so much for all the support with my videos, the likes, shares and comments. Today I'm down on Mount Street at the back of the International Protection Office. Now the immigration chaos is completely out of control in Ireland. There's over 200 people, at least 200 people down here in tents that covers this whole block. I'll walk down through it in a moment. There's been serious issues with so many people living in these tents who've come in through the try to claim asylum, and there are issues around health implications with scabies, an outbreak of scabies, TB, and no sanitary facilities, and there was all rubbish piled up there at the end of the laneway for the last number of days. Now some of it has got cleared, but I'll walk up and just show you a little bit later on. Now this is outrageous because, as I said, for months and months many people have been warning and saying there should be limits placed on the amount of people coming into Ireland because of the conditions so many people are being pushed in. Today also the offering for Ukrainian refugees that have come into Ireland will change down to €38.80 per week from a welfare entitlement that they were on before, well over €220, and there's other entitlements they're claiming in terms of medical card and free accommodation and so forth as well. Now well over 100,000 Ukrainians have been accommodated in Ireland. Vast majority have been in state supported accommodation. So many big businesses, hotel groups have made an absolute fortune from this. Notwithstanding the impacts on Irish society with the fallout of the proxy war in Ukraine, and this seems like continuing. So over 2 years into this is creating chaos. The Irish government and Leo Varadkar is in the United States speaking about the fight for Ukraine as a fight for freedom and democracy, when it's anything but. But at the same time, we've seen the immigration chaos creating carnage, not to mention the sanctions, not to mention the funding as well of the money that's going into Ukraine. We've seen that through the European Peace Facility being raided to use weapons. So many members of the Defence Forces that I know and have spoken to are fully against Ireland joining any military alliance, and we've saw that recently with the Chief of Staff of the Irish Defence Forces, Sean Clancy, being proposed for a position as head of the new European Army, or chairperson of this as well. And we've seen a huge erosion of Irish neutrality with an attack and moves towards the NATO Partnership for Peace and part of these groups as well. And there are members of the Defence Forces who were in Brussels in NATO headquarters working with people to further erode Irish neutrality. Not to mention the sanctions packages that's imploding and destroying the Irish economy, real economy, and also in the context of the fallout we can see here today with the international protection system falling apart at its seams. So all this chaos is created in Ireland, and this is a country where we have nearly 1 million people that are classed to be in deprivation. So we'll just walk along, I'll show you a little bit. Streets here full up on tents. And so many people living in poverty. And are in a country also where we pay the highest rate for electricity. Profiteering, sanctions, it's all coming into play as people are suffering and struggling. And currently there are 35 a day people still coming in from Ukraine. And this offering to Ukraine is going to be important because after 90 days, they will then have to go into the private rental market, which again is going to have an impact of pushing up rents. But again, who's this going to benefit? Benefits the big landlords, and it's going to create chaos and more homelessness in Dublin City. Yesterday I spoke with a number of people in Rathmines who have been homeless for a long number of years, aren't getting any support. And then you have huge divisions being created in Irish society, while all the politicians are off in their junkets this week, and the Parliament isn't even sitting after the fallout from the big kicking they got last week in the referendum. Now yesterday there was an announcement made that over 5 new centres are being proposed for Ukrainian refugees. One is in Ballyogan in West southwest Dublin, or South Dublin, sorry, out by Leopardstown, 392 proposals for 392 places there. The Stradbally in County Laois, where Electric Picnic has been held, there are proposals for 950. There is more planned in Limerick, Cork, and Punchestown. I think there's 378 places available in Punchestown as well. So we have this carnage, this chaos taking place, and what's happening with the Irish government and the political establishment complaining about it and doing nothing and letting this continue. And who's the benefit? The big bosses, the big commercial property owners, and the political establishment who represent the interests of them and the bureaucrats in Brussels. So this is the human fallout and carnage of what policies are being created by the Irish political establishment, who aren't addressing the disaster that's here. And more people are more interested in virtue signal than offering practical solutions to what's going on. This can't continue. You can see the madness, it's chaos down here. As I mentioned, disease, huge public health issues, huge safety issues, and it is completely unhinged that this should continue. But then we have an Irish political establishment that only serve the interests of the super rich and wealthy and want to create more division and chaos in Ireland, because they bow down to the bureaucrats in Brussels all the time. Meanwhile, as you walk across here, we saw a couple of weeks ago, we highlighted the fact that the European Commission buildings across the way, you can see the European flag in the distance, had the Ukrainian flag flying high there. And I made representations and that was taken down because I'm not even a member of the European Union, but yet it's all this nonsense that they're pushing. And shame on the Irish political establishment, who aren't speaking the truth about the war in Ukraine, aren't demanding Ireland should be standing up for peace, but yeah, they're playing the big guys and supporting this war rather than telling the truth about it and pushing for peace. And within the Irish Constitution, that we should seek pacific settlements to international disputes. There is also a European Union migration pact that's due to be decided upon, where there's an opt-out for Ireland, but again, Leo Varadkar, I doubt if he's going to do that. They're completely out of touch and detached from reality with ordinary people, because they're going to be more interested in bowing down to Ursula von der Leyen and these absolute crazy warmongers we have in Europe. So this is the fallout. So from Dublin, thanks for supporting my videos, thanks for liking my posts, please share them, and please follow me on various other channels such as YouTube, Facebook, and various other channels. And I'm standing in the local elections for Kimmie Mines, so please share my video around that area as well in the next number of months. So again, thanks so much for all the support, and from Dublin, here on Mount Street, take care. Talk to you all soon. Bye bye. Salam.